In today's video, I'm going to be going over my pros and cons on the Moto G Play 2026 edition. Alright everyone, so with the Moto G Play 2026 right here in the house, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the things I enjoy about this device and some of the things I do not. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start off the pros and cons on the Moto G Play 2026 with the first pro, and this is going to be the style, the elegance, and of course the build of the Moto G Play 2026. Now, it's not made out of the most premium materials in the world, and as you guys can see, we still have quite a big notch at the bottom and the top of this phone, so the display doesn't look all that great. For $180, I think it's all right. But when we get to the back of the phone, we have this vegan leather back right here that just makes this phone look much more premium than that $180 price tag. And it's one of the things I absolutely love about this device. Very, very comfortable to hold in the hand. Of course, this is a little bit of a bigger phone. I believe it's 6.7 inches, but the back of the phone just looks super, super nice right here. And of course, this is vegan leather. This is not actual leather or faux leather, if you guys want to call it faux leather. But I think just looking at the back of this phone, Motorola has spent some time with their design, and I think they have perfected it, especially on their sub $200 phones. There are not many phones out there that look this good under 200 bucks. So that's the first pro about this device. Very, very nice build quality and very nice form factor. Second pro is going to be that 5200 milliamp battery inside of here. Huge, huge 5200 milliamp battery. There is a con that comes along with this, which we'll talk about later. But other than that, we have a huge battery inside of here, 5200 milliamps. This is going to last you 2 days for some of you out there, especially if you aren't a crazy power user, if you're not constantly playing like Call of Duty Mobile or PUBG or Genshin Impact. If you're just doing your regular day-to-day tasks, texting, calling, watching videos, surfing the web, this is going to easily give you 2 days of battery life. Next pro is going to be the price tag out there. $180 on this phone right now if you want to go ahead and pick it up. I'll leave a link in the description down below, but there are not many devices out there that have decent stuff inside of them for 180 bucks. Even when you get to Samsung, you know, they have some good stuff, but there's not many companies out there that can offer this much in a phone for 180 bucks. So if you're looking for something that's pretty basic, you know, that can play your little flash games or slot machines or watch YouTube and stuff like that, you guys are going to get by just fine on this phone. It offers decent performance for the price tag, and overall I feel like you're going to have a good viewing experience when going through social media, watching movies, watching TV shows, and YouTube videos. Next pro is going to be that we have a 120 hertz refresh rate on this phone's display, so a very, very smooth refresh rate. Of course, they updated this from the previous Moto G Play, which only had 90 hertz, so great to see 120 hertz on a sub $200 phone. Amazing stuff right here, Motorola. This is definitely something that the Motorola users have been wanting for a while, and it just makes this device all that much more better when we get that smooth refresh rate on here. Absolutely love that. Was waiting for it, and we can even compare this to some phones that are like $700. Of course, the Apple iPhone 16, for one of the examples, that device doesn't even have a 120 hertz refresh rate, which is honestly pretty crazy in 2025. Great to see that we have 120 hertz on a budget phone, and some flagship devices don't even have that. Next pro we're going to get into is the speakers on this device. Of course, we have Dolby Atmos on here, so if you want to get a nice surround sound listening experience when it comes to plugging in your earbuds or wireless earbuds, you guys are going to have a nice sounding audio experience. There's a couple more things I want to add though. Number one is we have a headphone jack in the Moto G Play 2026. So amazing to see that right here. Amazing to see that they did not force us into the new age of wireless earbuds. In case there are any audiophiles out there that do use like quad deck audio or triple driver earbuds, stuff like that does not go unnoticed, Motorola. Great to see that we have that on this device. And also, the speakers on this device are stereo speakers for a sub $200 phone. And they're not just, you know, terrible sounding stereo speakers. They sound very, very good. They offer good bass. And I have to say, in my unboxing, I talked about this a little bit, but these are the best sounding stereo speakers in a budget phone to date. And the last pro on this device has to be that we have expandable storage up to 1 terabyte. So yes, they do give us an option to expand storage via micro SD card on the left side right there, as you guys can see. Up to 1 terabyte is pretty crazy. So if you guys need to store videos, photos, APK files, if you guys are running ROMs on some emulator or something like that, this is going to hold those on here. Amazing stuff to see, especially in 2026. There's not many phones out there that are going to let you expand your storage. And I've noticed, especially now more than ever, even some of the budget phones that used to offer expandable storage, they are not doing that anymore. So just another reason to pick up a Motorola device. All right, everyone, so we looked at our pros on the Moto G Play 2026. Now we are going to get into the dreaded cons. And if you guys have your own cons, of course, leave them in the comment section down below. But the first one is going to be this display on here. Now, we have a 6.7-inch HD display. This does have 120 hertz for the refresh rate. And honestly, I think it looks really good. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I do have to add something in the cons. We still have a 720p display that kind of mimics a TFT display. It's not as bad as a TFT display. This is an LCD display, but we do have a dark area when we turn the phone a little bit like that. And I just think Motorola could have put a full HD display in here. Honestly, I know for $180 that's kind of a lot to ask considering what they put in this device already, but I just think in 2026 a 720p display feels a little outdated. Second con is going to have to be the charging speeds on this device. First and foremost, we do not get wireless charging inside this device, but the big thing is that we have a charging speed of only 18 watts. So if you guys are having to leave very soon and you want to top up your battery very, very quickly, this does take quite a while to get a full charge out of this. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half at most, but it is kind of annoying considering there are many phones out there, especially in the budget arena, that you can, go ahead and top up your phone very quick and you're going to get like 20, 30, or 40% sometimes. So yeah, little bit of a slower charging speed when it comes to the Moto G Play 2026. Next con is going to be only 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Yes, we have expandable storage up to 1 terabyte, and that is going to get you more photos, that's going to get you more videos, but there is not adoptable storage, so it's not like you can put that into applications on here. And especially, the newer games out there like Call of Duty Mobile, you are going to, take a lot of storage away when you're downloading these video games and applications now. They are a lot bigger files than they used to be. So it just kind of sucks to see that we only have 64 gigabytes of onboard storage on here. And last but not least, the last con on this device has to be the modest software update policy on here. So we only get 2 years of operating system updates and 3 years of security patches promised. Kind of think this is a little low, to be quite honest, especially compared to other budget phones. As you guys know, with the Galaxy A17, we get 6 years of major operating system updates, and we only get 2 on the Moto G Play 2026. And obviously, this is an ongoing theme with Motorola devices. Again, it's not the end of the world. A lot of you can get by with this device for a few years, and most of you are not going to hold on this device for 6 years anyways. But just kind of sucks to see that compared to other budget phones similarly priced, you're only getting 2 years of OS updates. Yeah, guys, those are my pros and cons on the Moto G Play 2026. All around a very, very solid phone for $180, and I can absolutely recommend it for the people out there that don't need insane specifications in a phone. They don't need the greatest camera, the most RAM, the best processor, all of that. You just need some plain Jane stuff. This phone does it absolutely well and at a great price. So if you want to go ahead and pick this up, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Also, with YouTube shopping, there should be a link right there at the bottom left side if you want to pick it up as well. But these were my pros and cons on the Moto G Play 2026. Have a beautiful day, y'all. Peace out.